Hi everybody, it's me, Dr. William Hatton, and I am back on day 5 to go over 2 of the most frequently asked questions I have in my practice. We're going to talk about sleeping and we're going to talk about sitting because that is what we spend probably 2/3 of our day doing every day for the most part. So we're going to talk about, again, the low back. We call it, and honestly the whole body, a kinetic chain. And if you know about chains, they're connected by links, and these links can be interrupted, can be broken, can be bothered. And anytime you have bad posture, bad sleep hygiene, bad sitting posture, that can interrupt this kinetic chain and cause dysfunction and pain. So, when you're sleeping, honestly, there is no right or wrong way to sleep. By textbook, you should be sleeping on your back. That has the greatest biomechanical advantage. However, people have different preferences, people have different needs, people have different bodies, and that's not always going to work for all people. So, in reality, the answer to what is the best sleeping position is the one where you get the most restful night of sleep. Now, talking about sleep postures, if you are sleeping on your back, the best way to sleep is with a relatively thin pillow under your head and another pillow underneath your knees. This is going to flatten out the curve of the low back and provide for a more supportive and more comfortable sleep if you're a back sleeper. If you are a side sleeper, you're going to want a fairly thick pillow because you need something to support the space between the outside of your ear and the edge of your shoulder. That's going to be a lot more space than between the back of your head and, for instance, the curve of your neck, right? So you're going to want a thicker pillow, and I encourage you to get a pillow and slide it in between your knees to help hold your knees apart. That is going to help reduce pressure on your pelvis and a twisting or torsional effect on the low back. If you're a stomach sleeper, honestly, God love you, just work that out. No, I'm just kidding. If you're different stomach sleepers experience different things, and most of them will prop themselves up with an arm or a leg. I encourage you to use a pillow or perhaps use a body pillow so you're propping yourself up at a more of a 45-degree angle where you're kind of halfway between a side sleep and a stomach sleep. And that usually is going to provide some benefit of a quote-unquote more healthy sleep posture, but still allow you to be comfortable in a primarily face-down stomach sleeping position. Here are some ways to help choose a pillow. These are primarily focusing obviously on front and side, or sorry, back and side sleepers. But again, if you are a stomach sleeper, you're just going to want a pillow that also a fairly thin pillow, and you're going to be closer to a back sleeping kind of pillow selection. Now, sitting. Most of us sit most of the day at work. We know this. This is kind of the American situation. A lot of us are working in offices or at desks or from the dining table at home. So if you sit, here are some really important things that you should have. Your desk height should be basically level with your elbows. You basically want to be able to sit with your elbows at your side. You want your hips and knees at 90 degrees. You want your feet flat on the floor, or you're welcome to use kind of a kickstand or a footboard. Those exist and are really nice. And what most of us miss, certainly that are working off of laptops, is you want to bring the screen up so that you're looking straight ahead rather than down at an angle. That downward vision is going to increase neck pain and headaches. If you're sitting and you're dealing with low back pain, you can try to support the low back by rolling up a towel and sliding that underneath or sort of behind your low back in that curve of your low back. This is a really popular tool that a lot of physical therapists and chiropractors use. They're little rolls. They're called dinner rolls, but it's D-E-N-E-R rather than like dinner time. So you can certainly buy one of these. It is the exact correct size for your back. You can get them sized. They're very nice. Or you can try rolling up a towel at home for free and seeing if that helps first before you purchase a dinner roll. Here I go on to how to roll up the towel so you can create this dinner roll kind of effect, this lumbar support. Now, this exercise is called the desk stretch. When you are seated, cross one leg over the other and lean forward, lowering that crossed leg so that it is parallel with the ground. You're going to feel a really beautiful stretch through the low back and hips. You want to hold this for somewhere between 8 to 10 seconds at a time, but feel free to do it multiple times. And then you can swap and do the other side. Feel free, honestly, once you get used to it, to spend as much time in these stretching positions as you like and enjoy. Forward flexion in a seated position is really great for somebody who struggles with mobility or maybe says they can't touch their toes. This way, you just sit down in a chair and then lean forward as far as you can. Certainly, if you're a curvy person or have a belly, you're not going to be able to lean over as far as somebody that doesn't, and that's okay. But one thing you can do to help and get more flexion is just to spread your legs, and that allows the body more room to move through that forward flexion and that range of motion. I hope these are helping. I have a few more tools that I'm excited to share with you, so make sure that you tune back in tomorrow for another class in my low back pain management course.